That's the worst thing I think you can do sometimes, is lay with your enemy. Sometimes these people that we love, they truly are our enemies. Hey besties, welcome back to my channel. My name is Aaliyah, for those who are new, for those who aren't, welcome back. So today we're going to be talking about dating / struggle love and things around that nature is what we're going to be talking about. What made me think about this topic? My friend recommended me talk about this, but I realized as I was like, I'll be typing my notes or whatever, that I wish that I was taught how to date and how to maneuver in spaces like that versus my parents or the older people in my life trying to convince me not to date, if that makes sense. So I wish I was taught the game of it versus like just being thrown into the wild and not having any knowledge or guidance, So that's what we're gonna talk about. I feel like growing up, a lot of the times through the media or in your life, I don't know which may apply to you, but I wasn't shown a healthy version of love. If you are early 2000s baby like mom, then you know the movies we grew up watching, well, myself during that era, they were definitions of like struggle love and survival love. Those people went through hell and back just to be with each other. Toxic situations, physical abuse, verbal abuse, emotional, financial, it all forms that you can think of they went through in the name of love. And when you are exposed to media like that at an early age, and it's centered around relationships, specifically romantic relationships, and sometimes familial relationships, you grow up and you expect your relationships to be like that. Whether it's romance, it's friendships, it's family, it doesn't matter. Any type of relationship, you'll grow up and you'll expect yours to be like that. And it'll make you start to wonder, like, if it's not hard, is something wrong? Because you've always seen people struggle just for love. So, and I personally don't believe love is supposed to come with pain. Granted, life is full of suffering, pain, and pleasure, whatever you want to say or call it. But I don't believe that you should have to go through hell and back, or even want to go through hell and back, or that certain things in life has to be hard when they don't have to be. I'm not saying it's not going to be a challenge or whatever the case may be, but I just don't think you have to go through hell and back in the name of love. I don't think you have to. So, and doubling back to what I said about survival love, I don't care if it was the auntie, your uncle, your mama, your daddy, your cousin, your brother, your sister, whoever you saw, if it was just a TV show. But excuse me, y'all, but by survival, I mean people just sticking it through, just trying to hold everything together, waiting for people to change. And I also mean forgiving things that I'm not gonna say should have never been forgiven, but forgiving things that should have never happened in the first place, that should not be tolerated in the first place. That's what I mean by that. Forgiving things that people put you in situations that you should have never been put in the first place, especially if that person claimed to love you or to care about you or your well-being. And I think that when you normalize chaos in your life, and let's say you do finally be with that someone who doesn't cause chaos or uncertainty, it'll probably make you question, like, is this not normal? Why aren't we arguing? Why aren't we going at each other next? Why aren't we, you would question the healthy thing as unhealthy because you've normalized the unhealthy. And it may result into self-sabotaging, honestly, because I think you may mistake peace for boredom, or think that it's too good to be true or something's wrong, and that's not the case. But I think that's something that you have to unlearn as an individual once you put in time and effort into unlearning it. Because whether it's platonic, romantic, or a family member, no one in your life that you love and that love you should bring chaos in your life, should disrupt your life, should cause uncertainty in your life. If anyone is in your life, and I mean in your inner circle, like, they should not bring any of those things into your life. They should bring peace. They should bring clarity, They shouldn't disrupt things or disrupt your life. They shouldn't do that. Anybody who does that is not truly worth being in your life, because it's more harm than good to you. You know what I'm trying to say? And you shouldn't have to go through hell and back for you to feel like something or someone is deserving of you. Please snap out of that. Please, for me, for you, for the well-being of all of us. Snap out of it. Yeah. I think that people, it kind of validates a relationship in their head if they think that you went through so much heartache and pain and suffering for this individual, that it validates the relationship, and that's not valid. It's not. All it validates is your trauma and what you've gone through due to this person, or due to you keeping this person around. That's all. It doesn't validate a relationship. It doesn't make it more real. Really painful, really toxic, yes, but that's it. And that's gonna bring me back into what I said earlier, the shows. Like I said, early 2000s, baby, you know what I'm talking about. Movies like it's the classics, probably Baby Boy, any early Medea movie. Some of those movies as a kid was hard for me to watch because it was so emotional and hurtful to see someone go through that.
And I also want to say, I think that's where the phrase angry black woman comes from, because we are always so antagonized in every film. It's hard for us to catch a break. It hurts to see someone who looks like you going through hell every time they try to love another person that looks like you. It's a lot. It hurts.
But we see in movies people getting lied to, cheated on, abused, again, in all aspects, whether it's financial, verbally, emotional, physically. You see people get abused in all aspects, cheated on, lied to, treated as if they are less than a human, all again in the name of love. All in the name of love. And it's normalized. Unfortunately. They fight for that love. They fight to be together with that person, instead of fighting to get out of that situation. And that says a lot. So I think it programs people, or the viewers, or children at a very early age, to believe that the more you endure, like I said, the more valid this relationship is, the more real this is. And again, that is false. And they throw the label love on it. But that's not love, that's attachment. That's not love. That is you being attached to a person. Maybe you guys have formed a trauma bond or something, but it's not love, it's attachment, and unhealthy attachment. Like, that's survival mode disguised as loyalty. Be loyal to yourself, to your boundaries, to the things that you believe and stand on. Be loyal to those things. There's nothing wrong with loving someone or accepting the challenge or putting in the effort. It's when it becomes harmful and dangerous for yourself mentally and emotionally and honestly your physical health. That's when it becomes an issue. So no, I don't believe that love is supposed to hurt. I think it's supposed to challenge you. I think when you love someone, it reveals a lot of things about yourself that you may not have known. And that's a beautiful thing. It's okay to be challenged by love.
And I want to say this is coming from a hopeless romantic. Love is worth the risk all the time. But love is kind, okay? It's not something that... It's like love and war. It's not something that is meant to come in and destroy.
And that's fine. But it's not okay to let love tear you to pieces and break you down like a pound. Because I don't think it's supposed to do that. If it's not something that builds you up, then let it go. You shouldn't be with someone that tears you down every day, second moment of your life, or every chance that they get to. Absolutely not. That's the worst thing I think you can do sometimes is lay with your enemy. Sometimes these people that we love, they truly are our enemies. That's, I think, it's the worst thing to do. Like a wolf in sheep's clothing. Yeah. And I think my generation specifically, we was raised in the era of, ride or die. Baby, I ride and get out the car. Okay? I am not that girl. I am not that, okay? I ride, and if the ride start acting like it won't do me, then I'm going to need you to let me out the car. I'm going to let myself out the car. Let me go. Put somebody else in this car that's willing to be that for you, because I can't do it. No ma'am, no ham, no turkey, no cheese, Miss Taylor. And it's also like they try to say, oh, you're not a ride or die, you're not loyal. No, I'm just real, okay? I'm just real, all right? Like, that whole concept is like romanticizing toxicness. Like, I would say toxicity, but I can't say that word. So I'm just going to say it's romanticizing being toxic. That's literally what it is. And I feel like we see that a lot in the media. I literally seen a quote, y'all. It was a post. And it was like, I don't like a man that talks to me nice. I want a man that talk to me crazy and act like he'll throw my head in between the washing machine. That's eyelashes. Blank stare. Because what the hell? Like, where have we lost it all? We're low-key far gone. And I hate that for us. But let's reel it back in. That's what you're attracted to. That's what turns you on. That's what gets your gears running. People like that scare me, okay? Because what made you think that that's okay? But at the same time, you can't blame them because you never know. It could be, like I said, the things they see in TV, the things that's normalized throughout the media, the things that they may have grew up watching their parents or siblings or family members normalize, or even their friends normalize. So it's really a thing of self-reflection and trying to better yourself and the things around you and who you surround yourself with, and who you allow to receive your love and who you allow to love you. That's really what it boils down to. And me personally, I don't think I have dated anyone who I experienced like a healthy version of love with, or talked to anyone. I hate that talking is even a freaking thing. Like, it really annoys me so badly. I hate that mess. But I don't really think I have. I have experienced it in like friendships, family members, and things like that. I have experienced love in all those aspects. And with myself, just not in a romantic setting, if that makes sense. I romanticize my own life, but not with me and another individual both being like in a romantic relationship. No. But I do think that, like, based off the versions that I have in other forms of my relationships in life, it looks like some accountability, communication, active listening, empathy, and Sometimes it looks like choosing peace over your ego and pride. That's what it looks like. And I'm not saying everything will be like picture perfect, but it shouldn't be chaotic every week, or you shouldn't be anticipating an issue, or you shouldn't be afraid of whatever may go on between you and this person. You shouldn't live your life in fear and anticipation of the worst when you're with someone that you love or claim loves you. And I do think once you finally do experience that kind of romance or love, and it's not struggle love, I feel like you ain't gonna want to go back, because why would you want to take 10 steps backwards when you've gone forward and you've experienced something that's in another tier that's better for you and better than what you have had? Why would you want to downgrade from that? I do feel like once you experience something good, you would want to continue experiencing the good and not the bad and the ugly. Obviously, it's duality to things. You can't have one without the other. But let's not, please don't be dense here. I hate to have to over explain myself and over clarify the things I'm trying to say due to dense people. But I'm hoping nobody here is dense, so I don't have to do that. So I'm just saying. However, I will say I do think every person, but right now I'm talking to the girlies, I do think every girl or woman, whatever, I think that you should experience being single for a good period of your life. Just experience some singleness, get to know yourself, pour some of that love into yourself. I think a lot of times we give a lot of love to others and not ourselves. So just try that. And maybe this week ask yourself what kind of love you're trying to attract or manifest or have in your life. What kind of love do you have in your life? Is it good? Is it kind? Is it peaceful? Is it painful? Are you holding on to it because it's familiar, you're comfortable, history? What's causing you to? And I will say this, I do not believe that love is enough to stay in a situation that you don't like. Just say that you're done, and that right there is just enough. Love is not enough for you to stay where you are not wanted or you are not treated right. So keep that in mind. And I'll see y'all in my next episode of Leah's Law. I love y'all. I love y'all girls. Bye, boo.